As we continue our odyssey, this week we visit Boston, Massachusetts, and the surrounding area. From there, we travel to Acadia National Park in Maine before changing directions and beginning our return home. Day 9 began with the short drive from Providence, Rhode Island to Plymouth, Massachusetts, about 45 minutes south of Boston.
Our first stop of the day, Plymouth Rock. We were treated to spectacular weather, which added to the beauty of this small coastal town.
Plymouth Rock claims to be the original Pilgrim's Landing site and is a symbol to the Mayflower arrival in Plymouth.
That's the rock. The rock is that.
When visiting Plymouth, there's plenty of public parking just a few blocks away. Visitors can spend time visiting the adjoining state park, which includes the Mayflower replica. After a quick stop for fuel and a much-needed windshield cleaning, we made our way to just outside South Boston to visit the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library and Museum. We think this is one of the most well-done presidential libraries we have visited. We were so overwhelmed that we forgot to take much of the video.
At the time of our visit, general admission for adults was only $18 and for kids under 12 was free. So tickets can also be purchased online ahead of time and upon entry to the guest services area.
Next, we checked into our hotel just north of the city and grabbed an Uber to downtown Boston. Our first stop was for lunch. However, we ended up choosing a place that is touted as Boston's oldest restaurant, but our experience was not worth sharing about, and we'll just leave it at that.
After lunch, we walked around the city, following as much of the Freedom Trail as possible and eventually arriving at the Boston Tea Party ships and museum.
This was a fun interactive experience where you take part in a town hall reenactment, throwing tea into the harbor, and finally enjoying different teas and desserts.
One extra part to put into this is that the tea house does have air conditioning, and in a hot summer day, it actually worked out really great to sit there and relax with a cool drink or trying the hot, authentic teas.
To cap off the day, we walked over to Rose Wharf to board an evening harbor cruise.
Lovely federal courthouse, which opened in 1998. It's located in South Boston, called Salem and Gloucester. Odd place indeed for a federal courthouse, but when they built it in the 1990s. Here, water is in great abundance. Native Americans go to shop at the water is abundant. Water is abundant. Hence the abundance of underground springs. Popular
We really enjoyed the views, especially watching the planes take off from Boston Logan.
The coolest part, though, was arriving near the USS Constitution in time for the cannons at sunset. The cannons are fired in conjunction with the national flag being retired for the day. That's what you get for looking down. The cruise also offers spectacular views of Boston City lit up at night.
Just steps from deboarding our cruise, we found Rose Wharf Sea Grill. Here we enjoyed the excellent seafood tower as well as other fresh seafood.
Day 10 began with a visit to the oldest active Major League Baseball field in America, Fenway Park. Fenway has been the home of my favorite sports team, the Boston Red Sox, since 1912. Unfortunately, the team was playing out of town during our visit, so we took the opportunity to take the park tour instead. Love them or hate them, if you are a sports fan, you need to check out Fenway. And if you've never been to a game here, you are missing out. There's nothing like it.
Tickets for the tour can be purchased online or in the park gift shop. I recommend buying them online ahead of time just to ensure that you have a spot at the desired time because there was a lot of people.
After a quick lunch, we visited Charleston Navy Yard, home of the USS Constitution, aka Old Ironsides. Today, the Constitution is a fully commissioned Navy ship with a crew of 75 active duty Navy personnel. The ship was launched in 1797 and has gone through several restorations. It still sails once a year for what is known as a turnaround cruise. Visiting here gives you the opportunity to board the ship and explore its tight confines.
Elizabeth fit perfectly, so I feel bad for all of the servicemen that have to walk through it every day that are tall.
Our next stop was to Salem, Massachusetts. Known for the infamous witch trials, there are a number of historical buildings you can visit, including the Witch House. Finished in 1675 and originally owned by Jonathan Corwin, who investigated and then acted as the judge over those accused of witchcraft. Fortunately, heavy rain spoiled the rest of our quick visit to Salem. It is a city you should visit, though, if you're in the Boston area. From Salem, we took the short drive to Gloucester, made famous by the movie The Perfect Storm. Gloucester is one of the U.S.'s oldest fishing ports. This is another beautiful New England town that you should make time to visit. However, we came this trip to visit family and share dinner. Dinner was at the Lobster of Gloucester. The lobster and cold drinks shared with family were great, definitely worth the visit.
Day 11 came early as we set out for a 4-hour drive from Massachusetts to Maine to Acadia National Park. We knew going in this would not provide us with quite enough time to do everything we wanted to do in Acadia and Bar Harbor, but it wasn't going to stop us from enjoying what we could do.
Our first stop would be Cadillac Mountain. We had a timed entry permit, so we had to arrive within an hour of our scheduled entry. Views were spectacular, and the wide open area allowed us to explore and for the kids to burn off some of their energy. For lunch, we found Gateway Lunch Lobster Pound for lobster rolls. Our last stop before leaving Acadia was Thunder Hole. When the tide conditions are right, the crashing waves into this rock formation creates a loud thunderous noise. It was relatively calm during our visit though, but what a beautiful area. Unfortunately, we didn't have any time to do much of anything in Bar Harbor other than drive through. Probably okay because it was really busy and I don't know if we would have found parking. And we had another 4-hour drive ahead of us to Conway, New Hampshire. This is one of the most punishing travel days of this trip. The last 50 miles were winding, dark roads, unfamiliar to us, at night, and in the middle of a thunderstorm. A drive I would pass on in those conditions if faced with again. We hope you'll return next week as our journey continues through New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York State on our way to Niagara Falls, where we have something special planned.